How's it going, everybody? Doing pickups that I've gotten the past few weeks from flea market, garage sales, and some thrift stores as well. I'll start with the thrift store stuff first. This one came from the Unique Bazaar Crash Bandicoot, the Wrath of Cortex PS2. It's complete, little busted up. This was $269. These ones here. This is cool. This isn't the original one, but it's a later release, I guess. Scary Stories 3, More Tales to Chill Your Bones is obviously the third one of those books that came out back in like the late 80s, early 90s. This one, I guess, was released like just a different version. It might have been released around the same time, I don't know. But it still does have the creepy pictures in there, which I don't think are actually in the new ones, which is too bad. I guess they thought kids couldn't handle it or something. But I remember reading through these when I was like freaking 9, 10 years old. These also came from that same place. 4 Goosebumps books. Got Night of the Living Dummy. These are great too because they're 70 cents a piece. 69. 72 after tax. Let's Get Invisible. I never really read any of these when I was younger. I did read a few, but not many. Why I'm Afraid of Bees. I think this was like a different... these are like the originals, and I guess this came later, like a second... when I guess he released more R.L. Stine, but these are like the original look of them. And Welcome to Dead House. This is number 1. I don't know how many there were. I think there was over like 60 or something. Definitely cool. I grabbed these because they have some value, and I just, I'll breeze through them too, just because it's like fun to read them. I mean, when you're younger, they're a little scarier, but they're still cool. And this one I got at the Goodwill. This was $1. It's the same one as the other one, but this is the original look. Oh, but this is in good condition too. These actually, if you have the 3 of them, yeah, you see this one. Right? I just saw a really good one. That's a great picture. That's coming up. I mean, I guess I could see kids being a little freaked out by shit like that. I mean, I wasn't back then. I mean, I guess I kind of was back then, but I enjoyed it because it added to the stories and stuff. Some of these stories actually are like based off older stories. I think some are original. But definitely cool. This is the original look. I was going to say before I opened it up, if you have the 3 of them, they actually sell pretty well. I've sold sets of 3 of these in the past myself. You can sell them for like $20-$25 for all 3. I mean, you usually get them cheap. Like you find them at garage sales or something. They're Goodwills or something like that. They're cheap. These ones here are garage sale pickups from, I think, the past 2 weeks. I got Dragon Ball Z Budokai for the PS2. This was 4. It's a little pricey. It's missing its manual. A little pricey, I say. When you go to garage sales and stuff, anybody who goes there, you always want it to be as low as possible. That was 4. Got a Wii remote and nunchuck here. This was $1 for these 2. This is a little grimy, but nothing that can't be cleaned. I actually haven't tested it yet. I'm going to do that in a little bit. 2 more PS2 games I got at the same garage sale for $1 a piece. Mad Maestro and Dance Dance Revolution Extreme. I don't know why I grabbed this, because I'm never going to play it. I doubt it has any value or anything like that. But, if stuff's $1, I just tend to grab stuff. So. And these PlayStation games I got today, they were all $1 a piece. Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour. It's missing its manual. Army Men World War. I played one of the Army Men games. I think it was on the N64. It was alright. Spec Ops Stealth Patrol. Miracle Space Race. I never had a PlayStation. Like when it came out, I got a Nintendo 64 at that time, and I've had PlayStations in the past, but there's so many like PlayStation games I've just never heard of. This is one of them. This isn't. Driver 2. And this one I've never heard of either. Creatures. I just grabbed them. They're $1 a piece. Some of the cases are a little busted up. $1 is such a sweet spot for games, man. It really is. And best of pickups for myself, at least in my own opinion, which would only be my own opinion because I bought all this stuff. Oh wait, sorry. One other thing I got at a garage sale. This is $2. Scotland Yard board game. I never heard of this one before, but it's still sealed. There's a little rip on the plastic on the bottom. This came from Toys R Us and it was $12. This was from 1985. This version of it, I assume this game probably has a bunch of different versions that have come out over the years. But this one's from '85 and it's still sealed. I actually have a decent. I should do a board game collection. I've picked up board games over the years from garage sales, and some I've had. It's fun to play them from time to time, you know, but it's hard to get enough people that want to play shit like Clue or something like that, or like Risk or something. Me and my friends, actually, the last board game I was really into was Axis and Allies, maybe about 10, 12 years ago. We played that. Me and my friends were playing that like all the time. We played so much that we the board we felt wasn't big enough, so we made like a giant board. We fucking made the whole world map. We colored it in shit. Then we started making our own rules up. It's good times. And the last ones that we were saying before, what I thought were the best ones, these came from a flea market upstate New York. I went upstate with my girlfriend and her mother last weekend. We went to this resort that has a water park and stuff. And it was alright. A little underwhelming for the price. But the water park was cool. The place you stayed at wasn't that great. But it's in East Durham, New York. Great. I love driving up there. Well, I don't drive, but I like being part of the ride up there because you got the mountains everywhere and shit. It really looks great. But there's a flea market I went to last year when I went to House Cavern, and it was the same one this year as well. And I was like, oh shit, because this resort's in the same area as House Cavern. And I was like, let's go. You know, I want to go to this one again. We knew it was every Sunday, and she's like, all right, we can go to it. So we went there and picked up some good stuff. I got this here. This is a game I've wanted on the Xbox, but it's too expensive. It's a Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. This is the PC version. It was $1. It's got both discs. This is like I should have picked this up on Xbox like 5-6 years ago. It's still selling for like $15-20 now. People try to sell it for like 40, so it's just I don't want to spend $40. And this isn't really the kind of game, at least the Xbox version. I'm surprised I even came across this one that you'll come across at flea markets or garage sales. This flea market's great too. It's like right next to the mountains and shit. It's in like a big grass field. It's awesome. It's better than the ones that I go to on Long Island that are just in like train station parking lots, which is still cool, but the scenery's not as good. And the same vendor or whatever, at that flea market, I got Crash Bash for the PlayStation. This was $2. These games still have value. These Crash games on the PlayStation still have pretty good value. And the other two I got at another one. The lady wanted 5, and I was like, oh, would you take 3? And she's like, yeah, sure. I don't usually negotiate, so I was like kind of happy with myself that I actually did. But it's Crash 3 Warped for the PlayStation. It's complete, obviously. And I was playing some of this again. I remember I mentioned I had gotten this another time, but I'd sold that one. My girlfriend likes the old Crash games too, so she likes playing them. And Crash 2, the Cortez Strikes Back, sorry. And this does not have its manual. These both came from the same place. There's these amount of video game things there. One guy was charging too much for his stuff, and then there was good prices on these and the other ones. The other person that I got the Call of Cthulhu from had a bunch of old PC games, but none that I was really interested in. It's always cool though, you know, upstate you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, those vendors could be coming from so many different towns. Like the town this area is in is not very populated, but I guess these people can come from anywhere because the place was packed. There's a lot of vendors and shit, and people selling food, the usual, and a bunch of people were there shopping. So definitely cool. These first 3, or maybe even 4 or 5 of them, I think there's a Crash Tag Racing as well. They're all made by Naughty Dog. They have not made them since the PlayStation era. I don't believe. I could be wrong. But yeah, definitely a bunch of pickups the last 2 weeks. Happy with what I got. I'll probably be moving most of it, but that's what I do. You know, I just fucking sell shit and then get stuff I do want with the money. But I'll keep this because I want to check this out. And I don't know. I'll probably keep 1 or 2 of the Crash games this time. And I need to test the stuff and whatnot. I'll keep the board game. Some board games have value, but I'm kind of just buy them because they're so cheap, although they take up space. I got like Stratego and Risk, Castle Risk, Battleship, stuff stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to show the stuff I picked up recently, and this video's going a little long, but thanks everyone for checking it out, and have a good day.